Hello everyone, welcome to Just Ride, and we're kicking things off for 2025 in the best way we possibly can. We are in Australia for Bull Hardline Tasmania. I'm Rob Warner.
And I'm Elliot Jackson. You know, we had some hard-earned rests over the off-season. What have you been up to? Oh, well, actually, I don't want to know what you've been up to over the off-season. I want to know what you've been up to in the last 48 hours.
It's been a hectic week. I think... I don't know. I'm used to turning up at the one in Wales. Like I can drive there in sort of 3 hours on Wednesday evening, and I kind of thought I'd get here. But I got up on Monday morning to see on Instagram, much to my horror, people riding the track here in Tasmania, and I was like, "What's going on?" And then there's the international date thing.
Yeah, that's a thing.
And basically, like I left Monday, and now it's Wednesday night, and I've just rolled up. So yeah, I'm a little confused, dazed, but excited.
Yeah, well,
excitement's gonna get the jet lag gone.
It is. I feel like this was one of kind of our favorite events last year.
Without a doubt.
You know?
I mean, yeah, because it was the first. Remember last year was the first time we'd come here and set eyes on it. But for me, the one thing I took away from last year's Bull Hardline Tasmania was they nailed the track.
Yeah.
And that to me is at the core of it, right?
Yeah.
Of any Bull Hardline, and it's different to the Welsh one. It's not as rocky, but it's like it's a race. It's a racetrack. It's fast. It flows. It's got big jumps, big burp, like it is. I mean, so's Wales, but Wales is like an extreme version of any racetrack on earth. This is extreme, but you know what I mean?
It's true. I mean,
it's wild. It's brilliant. It produces an incredible race.
It's so exciting for this to be the first race. And before this, so I think I outsmarted you. So I went to New Zealand for 2 weeks before this. So I'm fresh. And,
no jet lag.
No.
You haven't spent 42 hours getting here.
No.
Walk straight into a podcast.
No, it was really good. I got to actually ride. I hadn't been back to Queenstown in maybe 5 years. I used to go there every year for training and got to go there and ride with Rónán and Bernard and everyone. It was so good to be back.
All the goss for the
I got the goss.
You've seen the rivalries unfolding in New Zealand before they brought them to Australia here.
It's true. There's definitely some goss, some rivalries going on in the off season brewing. Jackson Goldstone is back.
Remember, it was a year ago here that he destroyed his knee. Hasn't really raced anything of high level since.
That's true. Yep. And then we had, Rónán obviously back on form. There was a New Zealand National that he won, which was really nice.
That.
And I was putting some pressure on him. You know what I mean? I was riding some downhill and, keeping him. I was keeping him honest. I think I was keeping him honest.
Sure?
For about 10 seconds or so.
Till you got to the first turn?
Second turn.
How fast? Because you are actually really fast. You're still really fast, right? There's no getting away from that. How fast is Rónán Dunne? Jackson goes. How fast are they actually going? Because you are current still.
Yeah, so I would say there's two things that I thought about. One is that everyone is so crisp now, like even from when I was racing and things like that, like everyone is so skilled and so perfect, I guess I would say. Everyone's riding downhill a lot more. And the second thing I would say is that I think it's going to be very difficult for anyone to beat Rónán Dunne in anything this year.
Yes. Right, you heard it from yours as well. Is that really? He's going that quick? Is he really?
He's going. I mean, I don't know how much he's going to win, but like
Ace of Amet in the same. Ace of Amet, the junior world champ, we know he's fast.
Yeah,
I mean, you think Rónán's even got them covered at this moment? You do.
So,
this is big. This is big.
Well, I mean,
this is big. The few days before the first hardline of the year.
I don't know how much he's going to win, but I just feel like he's going so fast. And so, I mean, as you can probably tell, we are coming to you from one of our favorite events of the year in the entire mountain bike world, Bull Hardline. And Rob, we have two very special guests to kind of introduce the event, give us a little preview, talk all about it. Shall we get into it?
These two are quite fast.
Quite.
Right, we're in Tasmania for the second ever Bull Hardline Australia, and we've got two very special guests in here. The undisputed #1 women downer in the world, 3 times the overall World Cup winner, 3 times world champion. Those have been on the bounce. Valentina Höll, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And we've got the son of a racehorse breeder that's a bit of a racehorse himself. Double hardline winner. Smashed this last year and the one in Wales. Won his first World Cup as well. First year on a factory team. It wasn't bad, Rónán Dunne. All right, Ro.
Cheers, lads. Thanks for
How
having me.
are ya?
Yeah, good.
I'm glad to wait. Can we start there? Did your family ever try to push you to be a horse rider, horse racer, horse
No,
breeder?
I'm too lanky.
Is that right? Too big?
I wouldn't say big, no.
Weights, you got to be small and light, haven't you?
I'm pretty light, but yeah, jockeys are fairly short now, and they're all a bit mad in the head. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Mate.
I'd rather the bike than a racehorse. At
Yeah,
least the bike's not going to kick. Well, I mean, it does kick you off sometimes, but yeah,
Hasn't got a brain, though.
yeah.
Of its own.
Sometimes it feels like
Two
it does.
brains, like, it's not always good,
Nah.
is it?
Okay, so I want to start. We are here in Tasmania. It's the Wednesday. So you guys have had some time on the track. Vali, maybe let's start with you. I know you came here to get some experience, see how it felt. Take me through how it's been so far.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty insane. I mean, after I met Rob in MSA and he was telling me I have to do hardline now, so I took the plane and come here. Yeah, it was sick. Like the first day and just walking down the track and then actually riding it the next day. It's pretty intense. Like my brain was pretty fried just from like ticking off feature by feature, and like I feel like the girls for the second time they're coming here, they're just like they look at it and they just do it. Where they told me last year they would just spend there like half an hour looking at it, and now they're just jumping. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what's happening? Like, they're just charging, and it's insane to watch them ride.
Is it much different kind of like watching it and seeing the video? Like when you were watching the videos and stuff and watching the race last year, did you think that it was going to be intimidating coming here, or kind of like what is the expectation gap, I guess?
I mean, it's called hardline for a reason, right? Like, it's pretty insane. Obviously, I watched the GoPro and everything looks so small, and then you look down and it's like, oh, it's actually quite big. And yeah, just the fact that we sessioned together for the first practice day, like you're not used to when you come from World Cups, like everyone is doing their own thing, and we actually ticked off like feature by feature together, and the guys are super helpful and they helped us and we could follow them, and that's pretty insane because at the same time everybody's watching you doing a big jump for the very first time, so that's quite stressful, I would say.
I guess you probably, like you say, World Cups, they're different. You've probably never hit jumps this big, right? Have you? Anywhere on the earth before?
Well, I think the top ones, they're just really different because World Cup is all about speed, I think.
Yeah.
And the top ones are more technical, and the further down you get, the obviously faster you have to go.
80 foot. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's insane. I think the sizes I hit were quite okay. Maybe the 60-foot one in the woods, that was like some of the bigger ones I ever hit. So it's sick because I would never push myself out of the comfort zone like I did yesterday.
Yeah.
And Rónán, this is now the second time that you've been here. What's it like? I would love to hear your kind of answer to that question. Like when you first went to Hardline Wales, like what was that like?
Well, I think my first year in Wales was 2022, and like I was still quite new to the downhill scene, and then like I think you shot me a message, and I was like, I'll risk my life to get into hardline. I was like, that's exactly what I wanted always. So yeah, it was pretty mind blowing going to Wales, and especially like that was the year they just introduced the 90 footers, so it's quite nice because everyone was nervous. Nobody was like, right, we've all done this before, and yeah, it's pretty sick going. Like I survived, so that was the like main thing, and I think I got fourth as well, so it's quite nice to put down a like solid result. And then but like it was just insane. Like the adrenaline is just crazy. You don't get that anywhere else. And then also how like everyone helps each other throughout the event is pretty cool. Like just it's not like a World Cup. It doesn't have the and also like it doesn't have the pressure of World Cup with the whole team being there. It's like you're quite on your own, but then also you're with the riders, so it's pretty cool. But just features wise, it's wild.
It's entirely sort of different race week.
Yeah,
isn't it,
it's
really?
like it feels completely different to a World Cup week, to be fair. And then, well, besides the racing, really, then that's kind of.
I always think that like you have a hardline, which is like you would talk about it, like where it is this really prestigious race, and I feel like it is getting more and more prestigious. But the vibe is so much different. Like a World Cup weekend is this pressure cooker thing from day one. Does it feel different doing a race run here than it does doing World Cup?
I think when I first did it, no, like you kind of took the World Cup more serious, but now it's quite similar. Just like, because at the end of the day is racing, let alone if nearly even more important as well, like, because like, I mean, it is more viewed racing as well.
Yeah.
So but like, yeah, you're pushing just as hard really. But then you have bigger features. Maybe it's quite even tougher because you don't have the whole team, like you don't have full telemetry set up, you don't have line spotters on the track, you're not doing a track walk after, and you're not like, I'm not really changing the bike like specifically too much, more just to take this massive impact. So it's not, you don't have that, like those small backings to like go that quick, but then you do go that quick, so then it makes it quite hard in that sense. I know it's hard for people to get, but it's, you can't go without all that backing as well. But yeah, we're kind of pushing just as hard really.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
To be honest, what's in your race runs from last year?
Yeah, what is Vali, when you decided to do this race, what did your team think? How did they react when you were like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go to Tasmania and ride hardline, do the jumps there, check it out?
I mean, they were not stoked. And they didn't really say anything, and then just later heard like they're not really stoked. So, well, I already booked my flight by myself, so I guess I'm going.
Slid the paper across the table.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to check it out. Like, I feel like nowadays I know what I'm capable of doing, and even though there are girls now doing bigger stuff than I do, I'm like quite happy to like just watch them and be stoked for them, because at the end of the day, like, I still have something to chase later in the season, and I know that I don't want to do stuff when I'm scared, because then I can maybe like miss the chance to do well this season again. Whereas like the boys, and I mean, you guys know 100% that you guys can do it, and it was still pretty insane to like hear the boys talk how nervous they are, or like every feature they were like, oh my god, this is so sketchy. I'm just standing next to them, was like, this is not really helping, can you please like shut up? But they were all pretty cool, and as I said, they're just helping, and even like BK helped me a lot, and he said like, you know, you got this, just follow me and do whatever I need to do. So it's cool atmosphere for sure.
Do you feel like you might need to sort of ride like hardline events to keep yourself at the very top? You know what I mean? Like, because it is the progression of the sport, isn't it?
I mean, it's cool because like I feel different riders have different strengths, and you see like Gracie going hard for it, and Lou Ferguson as well. Like she's so strong and actually super safe. Like doing practice, every time I see her, she's like dialing in everything. And even those riders at the World Cup might not get every time in the top 5 or on a podium, they are so good on a bike, and I feel like it gives them a different platform to show what they're actually capable of, and that's good. Like, it's much needed in the sport nowadays, especially with where the World Cup is going now. It's like quite hard to get some reach.
Right.
Yeah.
Who do you think has surprised you the most out of the women that you've ridden with this week?
Oh, there's like the Elise Empty, I think her name is. Yes, yeah. Oh my god, she was like giggling midair when she did the massive drop, and I was like, I wasn't sure if it's like a giggling because she's stoked or because she was like scared. But like, yeah, she's sending it. I mean, she's a local from here, and yeah, she got signed on the Atherton team, and it's so cool to see like new faces, and I just watched them and be like, wow, I wish it would be that cool. But
what about, same question for you, Rónán? Like,
yeah, I'd say at least, well, I've never really actually, I don't know if I've met her before, but like, yeah, first time I seen her, I think it was after the motorway, and there's like pretty big gap in there. I don't know, the 60 footer.
No,
And
isn't it?
yeah, and
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think she crushed that as well. I was like, you're kind of like, who?
Have I done that
What?
one?
Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah. So she's been crushing it. I think she's pretty young as well, which is pretty wild. Like, even for, there's not many guys that young as well doing the event. So it's pretty cool to see them, yeah, taking off. But yeah, like, I think as Vali said before, like the girls this year compared to last year, like with the road gap, it wasn't even really, last year was like a big thing for them to get done. And now this year, it's like, they've been just sending it off it, and they're pretty sweet. And it's like, yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you noticed that in the Min? Like, does everyone feel a lot more comfortable this year?
Yeah, like we ticked off a lot of the features like up top, and pretty handy, like the step downs and stuff. But then like with the new addition of like the canyon gap, like, and then the last jump as well, it was quite cool to see all the boys nervous again. Like, I think we were all.
Have you jumped? Is the course? You've done everything, but no full runs yet.
No,
so unlocked every feature.
Yeah, every feature's been unlocked.
How many days it takes to do that?
Yeah, so every feature's been unlocked, and then we just haven't gone up to do full run. So hopefully I think I'm booked in second run tomorrow to do a full run. So Yeah, I guess.
Last year you turned. How many you did? Didn't you do 2 runs last year, and then your third one was your full run because
Yeah.
your bike got here late?
Yeah, I got like a day in late, so I was like,
that's one way of getting up to speed.
may as well catch up. But yeah, like even
a different approach this time then.
Yeah, this year, my bike would have just shown up, like, I think about now. So it's like, yeah, still already ahead of last year. But yeah, like, yeah, it's cool to see the lads scared. Like, even myself, like, for those ones, it was pretty cool. Like, that nerves is pretty sick. Because then when you do the feature, then you're like, wow, that was pretty wild. Like, that new jump is pretty insane. It's pretty sick to have. And that whole, like, line of jumps at the end is wild. The speed is so crazy.
Yeah, well, I haven't. You haven't. We've only just got here actually,
Yeah.
but what I've seen on social media, the motorway section where you said that new jump is that down through the fern trees. Is that even? It looks insanely quick this year. It's like it looks so fast.
That section, that has to be one of the fastest bit of tracks I think I've rode. Like it feels quicker.
Is that right?
And it feels nearly quicker than the bottom. Like kind of because they're so tight to the ferns.
Yeah.
And like you're only
looks
on
it.
it with meter of track, probably going, I'd say, easy over 60 kilometers an hour. And it's so smooth though as well. So it's not like,
There's always something going on. Like you always have gaps and doubles and corners, and it's like you just like.
Yeah, it's constantly.
Yeah.
It's super sick though. Yeah.
Is that your favorite part of the track? Like, what are your favorite parts of the track?
I don't know. The whole lot is pretty sick. The supercross section is quite cool as well. But probably up top a bit more on the natural stuff. I think I'd prefer more. Really.
Yeah. For you, Vali?
Yeah, I was actually surprised how diverse the track is because the top is so cool and tech and steep, and it's actually quite dusty, and it's gonna be difficult to ride. Then you have like some small rock gardens and stuff, and then you have like a complete bike park thing at the bottom, and then you have those massive like fest series like jumps. Yeah. It's like it's insane. Like you could do like 4 different events out of one track more or less.
Yeah, I bet it feels like that though.
Yeah,
it's definitely got that. And even like the soil changes, and even like I suppose the plants as well. The middle is like a complete jungle compared to the top, which is a lot rockier and sand.
That's right.
Like there is a sand section. Like it's rock garden straight out into sand section, and then you get a lot of tech stuff, and then into the middle jungle, which is a highway, and then supercross section into like fest series jumps at the end. So it's kind of got it's got the whole lot really.
Just walking in, the bike's behind me, seeing the number 1 plate on the front there.
Yeah,
you said your first hardline was in 2022. Look how far you've come. You won them both last year. How much have you changed? Do you feel the pressure now more than you did as that kid that turned up in Wales a couple of years ago?
I think my whole...
You don't show it, to be honest. You're exactly the same as you always were.
I think personality, definitely pretty much the same, if not worse. But racing-wise, I think I've completely changed, really. With the whole new team setup, like getting onto a factory team, and then also being sponsored by Red Bull, like it's kind of, I think when it comes to racing, I've been taking it a lot more serious, I suppose. Like I still joke around a lot, but racing wise, I'm kind of still trying to give it my all. Like with this off season, I think we've been definitely changing around with just the amount of riding, trying to get in, and just actually not really taking it off season, kind of just getting on topics. The sport's kind of getting that way where everyone's riding like kind of like moto riders really now. You just have to ride downhill constantly and just be.
I heard you say that you get quicker through a season, but why not be that quick at the start of the season? Do you find as well, Vali? Well, I'll ask you: do you find that you get quicker through a season, or?
Oh, that for sure. I think especially if you live like in countries where you can't really ride in the winter, like it's
that's
always
true enough. Yeah,
like a pain
especially
to like travel and stuff. So I felt like after the season, it was the first time I like went like on an island beach vacation because I never did it before, and I felt like. After last season or the last 3 seasons, I'm allowed to do something like this, and actually didn't touch the bike for like a month, and now you're like fired and same. Like I feel like I also decided for myself I just need to do more laps because I feel like that's what's missing, because you train so much, but most of the time you don't ride much. So
yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Actually, that's really interesting. So how many runs is there? Like under you? Way more runs at this point than previous years, or it's been down in Queenstown.
This most riding I've done this winter, I suppose, ever really. Because I had the bikes there, like last season when I just signed with the team, I only got the bikes I think in December, and then you couldn't ride in public bike parks because the team didn't get released I think till like 15th of January. While this year by I think 15th of January I'd said I had 300 runs during it in the winter. So Yeah, so it's just like, well, also like I get paid to ride bikes, and I don't really like doing anything else. So
Driving tractors.
I don't really have much. Well, even then now, like
No
I
money in
don't.
that,
Yeah, I
Tractors
don't.
are about to go by the
Yeah,
wayside.
yeah. The
Really?
tractors.
What are we hearing?
Yeah, tractors were just used to maintain the moto track now.
The use has changed.
But yeah, like I don't really have anything else to do. So
It's paying off, right? Because there was it NZ National at Coronet Peak? I
Yeah.
mean, Lackey, we know how fast he is. You two were a long way ahead of it, wasn't it? You, am I right? And I watched this vlog where Bernard. It looked like you couldn't keep. He couldn't. You were getting in his way.
rumor had it. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
And then you were a few seconds up on
Yeah,
the
so-
yeah.
But yeah, that was a pretty good start to the season because those Kiwi boys are like, I feel like those boys rip at the, like they're coming to the season's firing just because. I mean, I've been in Queenstown for a month now, and I can see why. It's just seems like most of the pros are going over there, and just because you've got so many gondolas, pretty insane tracks, like good gyms as well. The weather's good, it's long. It's just so easy to it feels like you kind of train like the moto guys, just because like while at home, it's like, I think it's get dark at like 4:00. We've had our fourth storm.
Raining.
Yeah, fourth storm of the month.
Hurricane
Yeah.
coming in every weekend.
Wheelie bins blown over. It's like,
terrible,
yeah. But yeah, it's like you just can't do runs really, and especially in Ireland as well, we don't have as much.
Ski lifts.
Yeah, we don't have any ski lifts.
No, it's true. Though.
Yeah, so it's like compared to here, the riding you get done in a day is like 3 weeks at home.
That's
So
right.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool, and it's just nice to be in the sun as well.
We would go down there for, a couple weeks or whatever, and it's do like 10 runs a day. And I feel like Loic and them too kind of were early into that and riding a lot. How do you think that has kind of impacted this year? Like, I think that, I mean, when I go back, you were talking about like taking it more seriously. I was looking at your Instagram, and in 23 you did really well, but like every other clip is like you crashing.
Yeah,
You're like
a bit
having a
more
wild
loose.
moment.
Yeah.
And then you look at 24 and just like snapshots, and everything is much more like precise and controlled and stuff like that.
Yeah, I still try to keep up my my wild side. I think that's more. I more just try to do it to keep that side going. Keeps people entertained. But racing wise, like I think I've dialed in a bit more. The runs are definitely a lot faster. And then like, yeah, you're gonna crash, but if you crash, you still get back on the bike and try to get the job done. But yeah, I think as well, like with factory team, having proper team camps, like a proper bike setup, it just, it all like actually makes a difference really. I didn't like, it was quite a shock how much of a difference it actually made.
What is the biggest difference, like being on that team and having the Sporter Red Bull, like you mentioned? What's the sauce?
I think, well, one, you've like the proper equipment as well, but then once the bike's set up to go quick, and as well, like the team are constantly changing new stuff on the bike to make it better. So that always helps. And then also I think as well, when you have a factory team and the Red Bull helmet, you kind of can tell yourself, I belong here and I'm meant to go fast. So you go fast. So it's, I don't know, it makes you like push for it, I think, and that helps. So yeah, pretty much so.
And Vali, I feel like for you, it's almost this, you're so young, but like you're already in this conversation for being like a Hall of Fame mountain biker, and you've won so many times. And it's almost like you said, being able to take that vacation is like, let me get some space from it. Do you feel like you're at that, not at that point where you're like, what does keep it fresh? Like, how do I go into this next season and try to win my 4th overall, or, my next world championship?
And that was the motivation. Stay, because you have like absolutely just tick that off, time and time again already.
Yeah, it's mad, but like especially looking like at those like upcoming riders, like they're just hauling, and I guess this is how maybe Miriam or Rachel must have felt when like new riders coming up, and I felt like in the past it was more like 5 years gap, but now it's like every year there's like a new young gun coming up, and it's like quite stressful. And to see that progression in the girls, that there's so much new riders coming up, there's so many new riders coming up, is cool, because that's how it should be. And it just gets more stressful for us. And I feel like now I'm not one of the older riders, but I'm also not the youngest, so I'm like in a sandwich of like really fast people at the moment. So I just have to keep going and try to do my best, I guess.
Yeah, and it is like it's been such a massive period of change for women's sport and women's mountain biking as well. Like it's like a tsunami of fast women coming, you know, from different, like you say, from free ride. That probably it was just World Cup in the past, but now we've got all these different disciplines feeding into events like Hardline, and without a doubt, you can absolutely just see how much quicker the women have got, can't you?
100%, yeah.
Wrong person to ask.
And what has that been like too? Like kind of seeing the women's progression in general. Like we had like kind of a blockbuster year last year with, you know, the slope style and Hardline, the street race, the urban races, and also Rampage.
Yeah, I mean, it's mad. I mean, when I watched Rampage, I was like, oh my God, I really want to take part there because that's insane. And it's so cool they finally get the platform because they really deserved it. I mean, when you watch, for example, with the freeriders, when Brett Tippy or Richie Schley started, you know, they were not doing massive tricks.
Yeah.
They did like proper drops and like maybe some tabletops and stuff like this. I mean, all the young girls, they're 12 years old, they do the same stuff now.
Yeah.
So the level now is where it has been for the guys, like maybe, I don't know how old Brett and Richie are, but 25 years ago or something. I don't know. Like they're catching up, and yeah, it's insane to be there, and especially now having social media and all those platforms, they actually get seen now, and that's pretty cool.
Does that kind of like motivate you? Like I know you did Death Grip with Brendan and stuff like that. Is kind of like wanting to try new things on the bike?
Oh, 100%. Like it's pretty cool because I did the Enduro World Cup in Tasmania like 2 years ago, and now I'm here to try it, you know, Hardline, and it's like I'm only 23, but I feel like I already tried quite a few different things, and I would like to have more time to do more enduro races and maybe do some freeride stuff as well, but you just need to find the time, and then also someone that has the patience to like help me to get over the jumps, I guess.
I don't think it'll take long. Do you have an eye on the records, Vali? You know, because you're so much success so young. Like, do you have Rachel and Caroline 41 World Cup wins, 10 World Cups in a year now? Is that, you know, is that something that even interests you? Did you even know those numbers?
Oh, I know them, and it means I need to keep on racing for a very, very, very long time.
You are in the perfect position to smash that record, right? You are.
No, it's so many years to go to even reach that number. If you win every season 1 or 2 World Cups, like that's pretty impressive. And even when I watch like Miriam or Kami now, they're like all 12 years older than me, and it's like.
Yeah.
Like my back already hurts now. Like I don't know how it's gonna feel when I'm like plus 30, but yeah, we'll see.
Worry about it then.
Rónán, I feel like there's now this conversation here this year with Jackson coming back. Like, you know, he was on pace last year. It feels like you guys are. It almost feels like you guys are a bit of rivals in some way. Like,
I
even heard. Was it on the podcast you did in the pool that he was? There was a bit of timing going on before the first split of last year's Hardline Tasmania.
Yeah,
right?
so I heard.
I'm staying out of it, but yeah, that's the rumour.
what was the wait? So who he was timing and?
Jackson was up. So. But yeah, I mean.
But not much, I can't imagine. It would have been a battle royal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, thankfully I have my proper World Cup bike this time.
Oh,
so
here we go.
Always stepping it up. How's he riding? What's he looking like after a year away?
Yeah, he's looking pretty good. Like I think the last jump, me and Teo towed him in because I think the wind was getting him a bit, and we are like, oh fuck, we would tow him in, and then he's probably gonna do a massive whip, joking behind us, and then we seen the video, and I was like, oh, why did I help him? There's me with my my Ronnie Mac going over. But yeah, we've been in Queenstown with Jackson for a bit, and all the boys, and yeah, he's definitely going the same speed he was when he got the injury. So, but yeah, I think it'd be cool to get some rivalries going. I think it's good for the sport. I mean,
got you and Bernard.
Yeah, that's one I want, to be honest.
Well,
no.
he was second at both Hardlines last year. I mean,
Yeah.
That's a fact, isn't it? So he's like you. He leans into these Red Bull Hardline events. They suit him.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of racers are. I think we're getting a lot more World Cup riders in it now. Like Troy's at it, and I mean Troy won the last World Cup, so
he's going to be a dark horse.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the way he rode his bike last time he raced, I mean, definitely for sure, it's going to be pretty well. And Ace is in it now as well. So,
World champion.
yeah. So there's yeah, there's a lot more races in it, and that's kind of what we want, I suppose. Like, that's definitely what I want.
Is it what you want?
Yeah, I definitely want
So
more.
you're gonna make it harder to
I
win,
mean,
like?
it's not too hard beating Matt Jones, I suppose.
Hey, but I saw when you were there. He was. You better be careful because you were towing him in. He's got your lines from Queenstown.
Yeah, I know. I've been
sleeper.
training him, so like,
Yeah,
if he
yeah.
does win, I'll take half the prize money.
Right.
So. But he actually he did just do a backflip on the last jump, so far he's winning the event, I think.
He's winning practice.
Yeah, pretty wild, to be fair. It was insane. But yeah, I think more World Cup races for Hardline is gonna be pretty sick. I think all it needs is boys just wanting to go head to head, really. And I could think the rivalry is sick as well. You look at the Supercross boys, and I mean, we're not side by side or having fist fights on the track, but it's still good to have that kind of rivalry, I think, at it. And
Part of it.
yeah, I mean, the sport's never really had it, I suppose. So I think it'd be cool to, I mean, friendly rivalry, but it'd be cool to see it as well. And it's always going to push riders as well, because nothing makes you want to beat your mates. Like, you're not going to train more. Like, it's going to be,
more motivating.
yeah, pretty much so,
someone
to
else.
beat the lads. So
That is true,
yeah. So it'd be pretty sweet to see.
I saw you started a vlog. I watched a couple.
yeah.
You bought a car.
Oh yeah.
It is the most like when I think of like day in a life.
Big budget.
Yeah, it's like roll out of bed. All right, get in the car. Yeah, she's running good. All right, lap. Yeah, I think okay, cool. I'm headed back home. Wake up the next day. Yeah, what's that been like?
Yeah, Queenstown, I think it's just a dream, really. Like, you kind of, it's just, I love it so much there. And then also, I bought my pickup, and it's like, I think 1992 Ford Courier. It's like petrol carburetor, and it's like, it's the best thing ever. Facebook Marketplace, like €1,500.
No, wow.
Oh, I know, it's crazy. And like, goes grand sometimes at the start, but it'll break down in the middle of Queenstown, like town at a traffic light. It'll just stall. I'm like, right. It's like 4th time it's happened this week. You have to stop, get out and push it. Because it won't start. And but like, and the traffic behind you go mental, and you're like, stay calm, I'm in Queenstown. Everyone's happy here, it's grand. And like, you just have to push it, and but it's just great crack. Thankfully, you're not in a rush to go anywhere there. I think if I was like rushing to go to school or something, it get a bit annoying, but there's plenty of time, so it's grand.
And Vali, you've had your series It Is What It Is last year, and then you're doing a movie this year. Like, what has that kind of been like doing like recurring media every race and kind of like telling a story throughout the year? Do you enjoy it?
Well, I guess it's just like, I don't know. I wouldn't say I enjoy it because I actually don't like talking that much, to be honest. So it's great to be in this format. But no, it's sick because I feel like it's just different. Like I said, it's cool if you can like inspire someone, because when I grew up, I just watched the Etherton project like over and over and over again. And even though at that time I didn't speak any English, and I just watched the Ethertons go and shred, and it impressed me so much that I wanted to also start racing. And yeah, I feel like it would be sick to maybe someone is gonna start racing in a couple of years just because they watched some videos. So that would be cool.
I was going to ask this, Vali, as well. You know, we know that you've been up to Dovey and ridden a lot with Rach in the past. I heard a big rumour that she's coming back this year on the belt-driven bike. Have you heard that rumour? Is there any truth in it?
When they announced the team, her name was on it. So I was like, oh.
Yeah. Yes. No, you don't know either.
No, nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Yeah, I feel like.
I wonder why she's doing that.
That's right. $100,000 up and down.
Or some
whatever. But
100 something.
A lot.
Yeah.
Buy you a better car than you've got in Queenstown.
Nah. Not a chance, mate.
Priceless.
Yeah.
Priceless.
Might get the oil change on it if we did that.
Right.
If it's lucky.
You say that you like don't like talking or like media stuff, but I feel like this off season I guess all of last year, like you did a lot more kind of media. I saw you doing some TV appearances and stuff. How has that been I don't know, it feels like you kind of reached that next level of celebrity, maybe. I don't know what you call it in Austria.
Well, I just hope that we can make trails legal one day in Austria. So we're not doing illegal stuff the whole time. So I just try to like, just talk about it and make people aware of mountain biking, especially with Andy Kolb, who is now my teammate, which is pretty cool. Like, I feel like mountain biking in Austria is still like so far back to everywhere else, or even Switzerland. Like, it's just sad to see it, and also the support. I mean, I know a lot of national federations really have a lot of work to catch up, and they're really bad in supporting downhill. But I mean, with Andy and myself, I feel like we could be potential people to actually maybe help. And I mean, we don't need help anymore because we already achieved and we are where we want to be. But I mean, just for having more races in Austria and having money for the kids.
Come, isn't it? It's got to come. You two, like, at the top of it. It's right. I'm right in thinking that you can't, if you see a nice track going up a mountain in Austria, you can't ride up that, right?
No, you're not even allowed basically to like pedal on gravel roads.
Really?
Like, that's also forbidden in Austria. So
yeah, it's
better to be on the road and
strict.
get hit by a truck than riding on a gravel road there.
Yeah, but you have got, like, I haven't been to all the parts, but Schladming now is pretty incredible, isn't it? It's coming. You can feel it. And I was there in the summer, and the amount of kids that were riding and riding, like, it was unbelievable. Yeah, it was
but like,
rammed.
you would never be allowed to do any secret trails.
Right.
Because then,
No, that's right.
the
You get
guy,
kicked
like,
out of the park forever, right?
Yeah, they take your lift pass and you get a fine. And
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It's insane. Like, if you go to Morzine and they go just everywhere.
Yeah.
And then even like everywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
And it's funny because every time like there's the Leogang World Cup, like, people like from Australia, New Zealand show me secret trails. I'm like, I did not know about this trail existing because.
Well, I saw one, and that's how I know about it. And someone said, "Whatever you do, don't ride down that. You'll never ride here again." Like, you know, there was like, forget it.
This is like how innocent I am. Like, I would not even like cross. So.
Just like, I'll
it's
meet you guys at the
wild.
bottom.
But yeah, it's mad, isn't it? But Austria respects the nature. You got to respect that.
Yeah.
What is it like having Andy on the team? Austrian superpower team there.
it's insane because like, he's such a good human being. Like, everyone that knows Andy, like, he's the coolest, and he's still like, he's so modest, and he's still like, you know, he knows where he comes from, and like, he appreciates everything, and still he's so fast and he's working so hard, and it's insane. And I can talk in my mother language with him and don't need to speak like proper German, so the Germans understand me. And it's cool. Like, it's a good dynamic.
Do you think YT is kind of like kind of started your career there, and then they went around and then kind of came back last year? What's the process been like with the team? I feel like starting a World Cup team at that high of level is really, really difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you guys saw a truck. It's pretty sick.
You get a new one.
No, I mean, we got it last year.
Yeah, we came in. You have
like,
2 microwaves or something, like 2. It's crazy. You have like
I think we have 3. We have 3 microwaves.
3. There were 2 or something, and I was like, why they got?
I got an air fryer for Christmas. It's so sick.
I've got one and all. Cheese and ham toasties, incredible.
Is it?
Yeah, 6 minutes each side. I literally just started using one.
But you need to send me some recipes on Instagram.
I'm obsessed with them. You can do it's an oven.
Yeah,
I didn't even know. I was against it. Like, anyway.
Yeah, I was against it because it doesn't really fit in my kitchen aesthetic,
ugly.
you know. So
They
I need
sit on the
to put it down. Yeah.
One day.
I'm getting one of my camper vans.
Wow.
You can run one off a battery. They're so low powered. Right, let's leave that there. There you go. Just put it in a 12 volt. A cigarette lighter and cook as you're driving. It's perfect.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, well, as we wrap up, we definitely have to get some predictions here. Vali, I think I'm going to start with you because I feel like you maybe you can be most unbiased, maybe.
Yeah, because I was on trackside most of the days.
You were on the track.
That's a good way to say
You
it.
either have the most experience watching or... No, I'm just kidding.
At least I got a 10 now, you know?
What's that 3-time world champion? Line spotted.
I'm gonna be like talking to you about lines. So where should I watch? Oh, that's good angle. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, just watch out for the snakes.
Yeah. Okay.
There's none in
I
Tasmania.
saw one. Oh, they are.
I thought it was completely safe here.
No, that's New Zealand.
Huh?
There's so many that'll kill you.
What, here?
Like,
Yeah.
all of the snakes
Have I
here
get-
are venomous.
Every snake's poisonous.
Yeah.
They gave us
No
they gave us
way.
a number, accident number. It's
Yeah, you
That's
don't have
worse.
it yet, so
Oh.
good luck.
Yeah, you're
I'll
done.
take a photo.
Yeah.
Oh, I've confused this with
And
New
the
Zealand.
spiders
Mate.
as
Yeah.
Is
well.
New Zealand complete?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
spiders are insane.
Wrong island.
But
Yeah.
the spiders, because like a snake, you'll know if you get bit. But the spiders, you won't.
What, and the what, spiders can kill you here?
Yeah.
On the little island of Tasmania?
Yeah.
Oh, dear. That's not
Yeah,
what I needed to hear after
Australian-
42 hours in transit.
Australia's gnarly.
What? Oh, yes, Australia, isn't it? Yeah.
I'll get you.
They had the apples off me at the airport.
Apples?
Yeah. So, you know, they got the...
Why did you bring apples?
You come into Hobart...
Were you worried there'd be no apples in?
Yeah, a little bit. And I had 2 apples. And I was like... The dog sniffed them. And I was like, what? I bought them in the airport in Australia. And he was like, yeah, you can't bring them here. And I was like...
Yeah, of course not.
I thought it was from the UK or Europe. He was like... He binned them. Like, yeah.
When they say no seeds.
I don't know, it's the same place.
Yeah.
It's like, what's it? Anyway, yeah, it was horrendous.
Apples haven't made it to Australia
Got pulled
yet.
out the security line because of my apples. What an experience.
Okay, so top 3, Valley. Top 3. What would you say so far?
Well, I mean, sorry to say, but I think it's got to be a tough one between you and Jackson. And I think, yeah, Asa is on it as well.
yeah.
Like, he looks so clean and steezy as well. Like, it's pretty impressive to watch everyone ride.
He is behind on the practice. He wasn't here last year.
Right.
Well, it doesn't look like he's behind.
And what's our road? Oh, this is shaping up nicely. Oh, he's going that fast, is he?
Yeah, and just so, clean and confident for doing something like this for the first time, as he said, is like, doesn't look like it, you know, it's pretty...
Looks like hard man to beat.
Nah.
Maybe I'm just looking at Ronan, giving him stick. Sorry.
All right, Ronan. I actually have a quote before you give your predictions. There was a iconic quote before Poland last year where you said it, or after you said, "I've been meaning to do a run where I disregard all concerns of safety."
Nah, I haven't done that run yet.
Oh, really?
I haven't done that yet.
Nah, well,
What do you mean?
Like
you've got somewhere to go on your race runs?
You were saying
What?
like, I haven't done it and I want to do it.
yeah.
and even though you
I think
won.
everyone does, but like,
Yeah.
You're not going to drop it this weekend. You don't.
I mean, it's like I'm saving something. No, it's, I was just curious to see what happened, but
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I think every race run as wild as you go, you still have to tone it back a bit. But I was always like, imagine you just.
It is true.
I think World is always
Yeah,
a
the
one.
one.
Yeah, it probably
Yeah,
closest.
yeah. I don't want to stay one with the snakes here, so it's
Yeah.
like. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to swinging off it for sure. It'll be pretty. It's gonna be good crack for this track. Like it's loose and it's fast. So
Any bit of little trash you wanna stir the pot with?
I think I don't know. I would like to do 3 for 3. I'll definitely ride like I'm doing 3 for 3.
No
So
one's ever done 3 in a row.
yeah, so it would be sick to go for it.
That's for sure.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'll definitely go for it. I'm just looking forward to seeing how fast the other boys really go.
Yeah.
That's
Who do
kind
you
of
see being on the track? Who do you see? We know Jackson, of course, from last year and just how he is. But who impresses you? Who do you see pushing you? You are the
Asa is
defending
definitely
champ. Yeah.
Asa. I think is going to be a good one. Like I think we've all seen him race at World Cups and like how, and also on jumps as well. He's pretty confident and he's kind of. I think he must be one of the best up and coming juniors ever. Like
he's a first year junior world champion.
Yeah.
There's only, I think, 3 or 4 riders that have ever done the double. So
Yeah.
it tells you how rare that is. Brosnan's one of them.
Yeah.
So Sam Hill, and they're both riding here.
Yeah.
Both the Australians. Yeah, that's quite mad.
Brosnan as well. I want to see how like some of the boys are they going to use it as a test event or are they going to go all out for it? Because like a lot of lads are here, but they're not here to win it, or like they're not really coming in with that mindset.
No.
So yeah, it's interesting. Not everyone's going to show their cards, but I think we'll find out soon enough, really. And then obviously Jackson will be sick to see go head to head with him as well. Like he's fully healed up, and it'll be sick to see it. But yeah, I know I'm definitely gonna. I mean, at least if I crash, there's plenty of cameras up there, so I don't want to come down and like not do it. I'd rather crash than not win it.
It's
So,
going to be, I haven't been
that's kind
as excited. I mean, it's been a while since we've been commentating on a good proper downhill, and but with the riders that are here, this is
this year I think it's
this will be something. This race on Saturday, it really will.
Vali, you should join us in the booth for a quick second. You down?
She hates talking.
Let's get
Come
you
on,
to
Vali. Come on in.
get you to say it on record here really quick so you can't back out. No, I'm just kidding.
Just like last time in Masonette, so I have to come here for Hardline.
Yeah, we just set you up.
Yeah.
Every time we get you, we make sure we get you.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
So we'll see you Saturday in the booth. Yeah.
So 2027, February the 8th?
No, we'll book that on Saturday in the booth.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Get it on live.
Yeah.
Legally binding then.
That's right.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming. We're really excited to see you guys ride and race, and should be a really good show.
Cheers for having us. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, lads.
Well, amazing to sit down with two riders that are very much at the top. You know, those two are like the two of the very fastest downhillers on planet Earth. Different characters, different. Like Vali, 23 years old, 3 overall World Cup wins, 3 times world champion. I mean, like she has achieved everything. And Rónán, we know he's got that kind of pace, and he is going towards, I think, towards an overall World Cup or a World Championship win. I mean, surely, what do you think? He's into it, man. He is into it.
It's such a funny one because I feel like we were talking to this veteran and kind of this new, even though they're both so young, you know, it's really, really cool.
Yeah, that's right. The dynamic, incredible, isn't it?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love it.
Right, you don't want to miss Rónán in action this weekend, and pay attention, really pay attention, because the international date line is involved, which means, I got here definitely a day late on Wednesday when I left on Monday. So it is Red Bull Hardline Tasmania is 2 p.m. local time. That is 4 a.m. Central European time. That is Saturday, February the 8th. And if you're in California, Elliot, which is PST Pacific time, then it is Friday, February the 7th, at the lovely viewing time of 7 p.m. So you can watch it in the States Friday night.
Prime time.
Yeah. You'll be busy. You'll be working.
I will be working. I'll be working at 2 p.m. Local time.
That's right, with me.
And guys, if you've made it this far, make sure to follow Just Ride by Red Bull everywhere where you get your podcasts, and we'll be back in your feed very soon. Rob and I will be doing some traveling over the next couple of weeks, but drop us a line at podcasts@redbull.com and let us know what you want. Let us know what you like. And stay in touch.
And whatever you do, do not miss the season opener downhill of the decade, Red Bull Hardline Tasmania, this Saturday, live on Red Bull TV and YouTube.
Let's go.